Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello out there in Mimi land and all the land and the wonderful land of Sunday. Hello, Demon Dictator, my wonderful, wonderful, lovely dictators in the house. I'm going to drop the link for you, Demon Dictator. Hold on. Let's drop the link-a-doo. Drop the link. Drop the link. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Woohoo. We have a special guest coming today, and her name is Annabelle. Isn't that beautiful? Annabelle. I love her name. And so we're going to do some Tara stuff going on. Tara. Hello, Polo. What's up? Polo's in the house. Everybody say hello to Polo. Hi, Darcy. I had fun last night, Polo. Hello, Demon Dictator.
Hi everyone. Just waiting for her. She's just going to send me. I just spoke to her. She's just sent me some links, and she's just sorting her family out. So she is going to be here ASAP.
Oh, tell her to take her time. Take her time.
Heather is just finishing up on another channel. Everyone's busy today.
Oh, wow. We are so busy.
They will be here as soon as possible.
Okay, yes, tell them to take their time. Oh, and speaking of Annabelle, she is here. Let's welcome Annabelle to our stage, everyone, and make her feel at home and make her feel like she is welcomed and has been here before. Okay, here we go.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hey, I just want to make sure I've got best possible microphone here.
So that should be a little bit better. Hi, how are you? I'm actually a fan of yours.
You are? Oh, wow. I'm impressed.
I tend not to comment heavily on channels with people that I don't know, just because you don't want people to think like you're like promoting yourself, and so I just kind of lay low in some channels if I don't know the creator. So it's really nice to meet you. It was
nice to meet you.
Yeah. So I missed your live last night. I was scrambling around. We're right in the path of the storm. I think you are too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It is snowy. It's so much snow. It's beautiful though, but it's freezing.
It's beautiful here. It is freezing, and the snow. I'm in New Jersey, so the snow is just starting to turn into wintry mix. We get these wonderful wintry mixes, and so we're gonna have a nice layer of ice. Let's see if the snowblower can get through it, but we'll find out. We'll find out. So, yeah.
So, are you able to stream from here? There should be a button at the top.
Yes, I can.
If you would like to, that's
let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah. I will drop this on. Live stream with
Hi, Marie. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Leslie.
And I just want to make sure I spell your name correctly. L-A.
L-A-T-E.
T-E. Okay.
S-H-A.
Perfect. What? Why is StreamYard not letting me do this? Hang on.
It's not letting you?
No, it's letting me do it. It's
okay, good.
I think my keyboard. needs a keyboard, needs a battery change. So
Oh, you have some fans. Lisa knows you, Annabelle.
I
Look
got
at
people that.
that.
Hi
I am
guys.
so excited for you to be here. I really am.
Like I can't think of anything more fun to do than get readings on your day off.
Okay.
So Lisa Bruno, yeah. I'm scrolling through seeing if I recognize any names. But yeah. So I mean, technically, I don't think that I'm a Megxit channel. But
Okay.
I have a lot of Megxit followers, which is super cool.
Okay.
You know, my husband is kind of the disembodied voice in the background every now and then on my
Okay.
channel, but he just started a podcast with some of the people that we met through YouTube, so they're doing a cool project themselves. So they may go a little bit live a little bit later today. We'll see how everybody's feeling. They debuted last night, so
Well,
but yeah.
awesome. Does he like it?
So far he retired in August, so he needs something to do.
Okay. Don't we all?
Yeah, he needs something to do. So oh, thanks, Demon Dictator. Demon Dictator was over at my live yesterday. We did like an impromptu live. So yeah. So you know, when I got the email, they had asked if I, would kind of do a little introduction about myself. So
that'd be awesome.
how much do you know about me? Like, what do you know about me? Do you know anything?
I don't know much. And
That's okay.
Because I do follow all the Megxit people, Megan people. And I was looking through yours and I saw you did a few things on them and the Beckhams, which is interesting. So I want you to feel free to tell us whatever comes to your mind, because
I am what's called a psychic medium. I read tarot cards on here because it's visual and it's so much fun. Like people can actually see stuff. Like there's like Coffee with Craig, who I absolutely love him. I think he's amazing. He'll do his meditations and then come on and just explain what he came up with. This is a bit more interactive, I think. People. I also teach psychics, so this is kind of this. Oh,
you teach it too? Ooh,
yeah.
Well,
here's a fun thing. Everybody is able to be psychic. We all have an ability to do it. Just some of us are a little more, have a little bit more aptitude. Just like, somebody's really good at gymnastics or playing soccer or something like that. So some people are just a little bit better at it. I had my first experience when I was 10. My grandfather passed away and he showed up to tell me everything was going to be okay. So that was interesting. And then after that, I had a number of years of
that was beautiful.
Yeah, it was very cool. He's still around. He still comes and hangs out.
Oh,
but after that, I had about 5, 6, 10 years, give or take, of precognition. And just precognition is just kind of knowing when things are going to happen. You just kind of know the conversation. Somebody's going to walk in the door and say a whole sentence to you. So I had a number of years of that. And then when I was finishing up high school, I had a boyfriend. His mom was a psychotherapist. She worked with a lot of metaphysical people. And she said, you got a little something going on there.
Oh,
and
she saw it.
Yeah, she said, I think you better go train with someone before, it kind of freaks you out and it gets out of control. So I do come from like a religious background. Like my mother's side of the family is Christian. My father's side is Jewish. So there are varying opinions in those particular religious upbringings about doing psychic readings and precognition. My parents are like completely supportive of it. They think it's really
that's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah, my dad wants to get me a trailer and put it at the end of the driveway, and I'm like, no, I do everything on the line. I don't see anybody. And he's like, what do you mean you don't see people in person? I'm like, no, like I got clients in Australia. He's like, what? He thinks it's crazy. But so I kind of, I did this professionally when I was in college. I did it professionally after I was in college. And then when I got like, my grown-up job,
Yes.
I worked in malpractice insurance for attorneys.
Okay.
I was one of the top brokers in the country, and I was doing that full time. And then
Interesting.
yeah, it's a weird life, weird life. But one of my a mutual friend of my husband and I, she lost her job during the pandemic, went through a whole bunch of crazy stuff, had a
Yeah.
baby, broke her arm, got into a car accident. They just got hammered.
Wow.
And so I said to my husband, I want to give Shelly a call and give her a reading. You okay with it? He was friends with her first. And he was like, yeah, it was totally fine. So I call her up and I go, listen, you're going through, some craziness. I said, I want to give you a reading, see if I can give you some help, get you out of this craziness.
Yeah.
She goes, I do readings. And I go, well, let's set up an online business and get you back to work so we can get some money in your pocket.
Oh,
And
good.
so together we created Fortune Cookies LLC, Fortune Cookies Tarot LLC. She was taking
wow.
over the Charming Homes division of the company, which was going to be little like fun, safe home spells, like little charms that you can have around your house.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but she wound up picking up another job. So
Okay.
and she's got itty bitty kids. Her kids are really little.
Yes.
So
Aw.
she's still part of the business, but she's not actively doing readings for people at the moment. So
Okay.
she will come back as soon as her kids. She got one more in school now. So as soon as she's got a little bit of freed up time, she'll be back on board. But
Did
during
you come
the
and
pandemic,
visit every now and then?
she lives 5 minutes from me. So
Oh.
yeah, she's right around the corner. Like she's a local kid. So what happened was, during the pandemic, people were sitting home. Like it's a snow day. Everybody's sitting home.
Yeah.
And we were getting requests for readings. And, one of the questions I asked people, so I'm not talking down to them, I'm like, have you ever had a reading before? And it was routine for like the first 6-8 weeks. Nobody had ever had a reading before. And I was like, what is going on? Like, where are we getting this? Where's the algorithm taking us?
Right.
And it just was like there was a certain curiosity that people had developed. So I did a little bit of research on it, and it was during the Spanish flu at the turn of the last century. Because so many people had died as a result of the Spanish flu, people got very curious about what happens after, what's in the beyond, what's going on, after this life, like where are we going?
Yeah.
And I said, well, I think there's some connections here. And my husband had his own paranormal experience. His best friend passed away from COVID, and my husband was a non-believer, more or less.
Oh.
But his best friend came back and visited him, and a couple of times. So
Wow.
yeah, so and I've actually done some work with my husband Greg, and
Awesome.
he's actually pretty natural remote viewer. So remote viewing is something I do. I don't teach it. There's an amazing woman named Lori Williams. She's got a school called intuitivespecialists.com. Everybody, I have no affiliation with her. I think she's fantastic. She's a great teacher. But you can take a 3-day class over there, and it drips 3 days of emails to you, and it'll teach you how to get the start of coordinate remote viewing.
Wow.
It's the only psychic thing I don't teach, and only because she does it so well. She's really amazing.
Okay.
But remote viewing is like having a psychic telescope. You can time travel in it, but you can
Wow.
go look at Timbuktu. You can go look at the pyramids. You can go
Oh,
walk
wow.
around in some crime scene. You can do all kinds of neat
God,
stuff.
that
So
would be awesome.
yeah, well, once a month I do off YouTube. Once a month I do a past life regression, and that's a group format, and you get to go to whatever past life you want. And then once a
Oh.
month I am doing either a psychic crime exploration,
Oh,
or
wow.
yeah, or we just go and visit like a cool thing. So during the sunset, I was a history minor at university, and pre and post revolutionary Russian history and literature was my focus. And so Nicholas II and Empress Alexandra threw this amazing throwback masquerade ball. So that's one that's coming up. And basically, we're not going to solve any crimes. We're just going to go there and like hang out in the party.
Oh,
And
really?
then, yeah, and then everybody gets together at the end and we talk about what we saw. So it's pretty cool. Like you get
that's awesome.
sometimes you hear different words in different languages.
Yes.
Sometimes you meet a character and they have a conversation with you. It's a pretty neat exploration. If nothing else, it's a fun little cheap vacation that people.
Oh,
can
that's awesome.
I
You
have.
so fun.
Yeah, I've been doing this a long time, over 35 years. I'm going to be 55 this year, so I've got a lot of
Oh my
time
God, you're
in.
so beautiful.
Oh, I got
Oh,
great
you're
lighting and I got
gorgeous.
good makeup. So
That's the first thing I saw when I saw your page. I was like, "Oh, she's gorgeous."
oh, thank you. I take a lot of time with my presentation here. If you go back and look at my earlier videos, I don't look like this.
Oh, you should see mine too. Mine same. I'm like, yeah. Even today, I was like, okay.
I know. Well, I'm in my Baja sweatshirt. I was like, I'm just going to be bundled up. I am.
Yes, it's cold.
So, somebody. I'm sorry. Somebody just unsubscribed because they.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah,
no,
some people.
I want you to feel if anybody is rude and disrespectful to you,
No, that's okay.
They will be removed because
So
you are my guest.
So
And I don't know who that person is. Hello, Heather. I'll drop the link. Do you know
it might have been from my channel. Who knows?
Oh, I forgot to introduce you to Demon Dictator. Demon Dictator.
Yeah, we've been chatting away.
We've
been chatting away.
Let me just say this. She is so inviting. And I love her. And I'm so sorry, Demon Dictator, that I've completely forgot that you were even up here. How rude of me. And then Heather's in the
No worries.
Sorry.
I've been dropping all. Annabelle gave me a load of links, so I've been busy in the side chat dropping all the links. So don't worry about that.
Okay. And can we please? Yeah, I wanted to say that. Let's put Annabelle's information in our comments so we can support our channel. It's so exciting. My heart is beating fast, like something's gonna happen.
Wait, are you getting a little feedback there?
Yeah, Demon Dictator, is that coming from you, I think?
Let me come out and I'll come back in again if that's me.
Okay, thank you. Hello, Heather.
Hi, how are you? Sorry, I'm late. Sorry. Hi.
Heather, meet Annabelle. Oh,
Hi,
she's
Annabelle.
awesome.
How are you?
Hi, Heather. Another one that I'm a big fan of.
Oh,
You're like my Canadian counterpart. No,
She's awesome. Oh,
you
you're
know-
gonna love her, Heather. You're gonna love her.
Canadians are so nice, and being from New Jersey, like we're an acquired taste over here. We're just like little, like we're busy. We're trying to get things done. And when I started following you, I was like, oh, she's a Canadian that's a New Jerseyan that's like trapped in Canada. Like, yeah,
I know.
You're a little spicy.
I'm a bad representation for my country.
No, not a bad representation at all. But I love your content as well.
Oh, thank you so much.
Both you and Letitia. I actually, Letitia, I was unsubscribed to you, and I just resubscribed yesterday.
Yeah,
and
I subscribe to you as well.
Yeah,
I'm a fan.
I have been remiss on like following some of my favorite YouTubers. Like I've got one at college. I've got one going to college. My husband retired. We're kind of juggling. Yeah, we got a lot of changes going on. So life is a little bit crazy in our house, but crazy in a good way.
Yeah, I love your background. it's so
thank you,
relaxing and
thank you. This is all new. I just did this like about 6 months ago.
You're doing it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I right up through that wall is my actual new studio, but that's a spring project.
Wow.
We're going to be doing some big stuff in there. So
you and your husband.
Yeah, I'm in his man cave because when the pandemic happened, I was still working for the brokerage, so I got sent home, so I was like, all right, I got to work from home full time. So I came down into the man cave. This was the only spot that like I thought I could actually get my job done and not disturb everybody. And it's what 5 years later, I'm I'm still down here. So we are getting a little bit better coordinated. So it's okay though, because like my husband, he digs me.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
he
awesome.
occasionally. I'm making cinnamon rolls, so everyone will love me in about 5 hours. So
Oh,
cinnamon
yes.
rolls are done.
Sweets are always my favorite. Well, what is our plan for today, Demon Dictator? I don't really have anything. I love your intro. Thank you for letting us know about where you got started. It's
One thing I do want to say,
Yeah.
because I feel bad. Like sometimes, people are like, when I stream to vertical, I get a lot of drive-bys that'll come in and they're like, oh, you need to repent, and blah blah blah. So that's why I do like to say, I have a religious background. Some people think that like tarot cards are actually the evil component, but I mean, you can misuse anything. You can misuse a frozen, hank of ham. But I'm a little bit different from some of the other readers on the internet. Well, I'm different in a couple different ways. First of all, I definitely believe in God. I definitely believe that there is something that is,
Higher power.
writing the script here.
Me
There's something that we're held accountable to. I am not a witch. I am not into witchcraft. Part of the academics, because I am an academic, I treat this with an academic's mind. So I do a lot of research. Aleister Crowley, don't love him. He's an important character in the esoteric world because he's kind of a lesson what not to do,
Okay.
But some of the readers that, and I'm not disparaging anyone here. I'm not, talking smack, but some of the readers, they just want to read like, oh, Harry and Meghan are terrible people. Brooklyn Beckham's making the worst mistake. It was like, this one's a narcissist. That one's a lunatic. That's not really how I read.
Okay.
So what I do is I always get like what's called the baseline. And I if we get the baseline, we find out like what the means and motives of everyone in the situation are.
Okay.
And then we can use the cards to kind of direct people which way is going to be the best way to get your maximum results. So and some of my followers hate when I do this, but I'll read on Meghan Markle. I'm like, she is in a trough right now. She is not doing good. Let's see how we can get her out of it.
Oh, she ain't doing good.
So, well, no, just she was an example, like, with all the hubbub, like if her sales were down or something like that.
Yeah.
So likewise, like a lot of people asked me to read on the Idaho 4 and the 4 college students that were murdered by that, not normal person. And I flat out refused to do it, because is there a solution out of that? Like, what am I going to solve by giving everybody the gory details? Like, other than like bother myself for the day, they're all dead. That he, killed them all, and it was a terrible thing. He was not in his right mind. There's certain things, like a lot of people wanted me to read on the Reiners, and that was another thing. I was like, I'm not going to do that. Like, I skimmed around the edges of it a little bit, but remote viewing is something that our U.S. government has done, and when I get people that somebody says I'm dominating the conversation, sorry guys.
No, let her. She's our guest.
Are we getting our cards read today?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
If anyone's being rude, you will be removed. She's a guest.
I know.
She can talk as much as she wants to talk. This is her moment. This is her moment.
So anybody that has questions about psychic ability and psychic skills, they can do a little bit of research on remote viewing, and it's something that the Russian government used, the U.S. government uses it, other governments use it. A Stargate program was a big part of it, and it's a fascinating science that you can really get some interesting results with. So, anybody that thinks that it's, ungodly, I always give grace to God. I thank God. I ask God to give me.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, give me the skills to give people good advice. I always make the funny joke, like Whoopi Goldberg. I'm like, girl, you're in danger. Like, we're not going to say that. Like, we're going to, people are always afraid, like, are you going to tell me when I'm going to die? No, I'm not going to tell you when you're going to die. Like, I don't want to know that. Like,
no, I don't want to know that. I do have a
No, I don't want to know either. I don't want to know that either. No, thanks.
No, I don't want to tell anybody that. That's bananas.
Annabelle, do you know Victoria's voice?
Yes. I actually am digging Victoria's voice. I just found Victoria's voice. So super stoked about that content. I'll be following that, because a lot of the time my content dovetails off other content creators. So I'm doing pop culture. I do politics. I do world news. So a lot of the time I'm jumping in and checking out what other content creators are saying.
Can I
So
ask a question?
We just got a little rule in place that anyone can answer any questions, personal questions or questions on Harry and Meghan or anything they want, as long as it does not involve any medical questions or anything legal. So
yeah,
those are the two rules. No medical or legal questions. There you go. All yours.
No medical or legal questions, guys. Yeah.
Okay, I have a question.
Victoria, you're welcome to come up.
I have a question. So because I've had my cards read before and I'm very excited. So what's the difference? Because normally, like, you're sitting there and you're touching the cards, you're getting the aura and stuff, right? How do you do that? I'm sorry, and I was late. So if you already answered this question, I'm sorry.
No.
How is it, like, different? Because I'm not there. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Now, some readers are real particular and they don't want people to touch their tools. I'm not like that. I'm somewhere between being like very flip and like, meh, and being very conservative. Like
but you can pick up on. Yeah. Okay, that's all.
Absolutely.
Like, I don't know. I've never done it over this before. Like I said, I've always sat in front of somebody.
No, and one of my friends, I've known her since kindergarten. Her name's Kathy. She's a librarian, but she's really loud, so we call her the world's loudest librarian. She's been on my channel a few times. Kathy will call me up at midnight, and she'll be like, "I gotta talk to you about this crazy situation." So I'll be like giving her a reading with like one eye open while she's talking to me on the phone. The distance, and I think practice makes permanent. So like I've always done readings like over the phone, those kinds of things. So, I've kind of conditioned myself that some of my students, when they are, greener, will feel better if they're doing it in person. So, you adjust to what really works for your skill set or what you're really comfortable with. Oh,
right. Demon Tech Vader Town. Okay. I'm excited. Let's get this going.
Sure.
So
what do you want to know?
But Letitia left, so.
Do you want to know anything in particular?
Do I? No, like just. I'm in. I have to watch my wording. I'm in a particular situation. I just want to know, when's it coming to an end? Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Sort of. We'll find out. So I just changed my view so that's a little bit easier, and I got a smaller deck of cards.
Hi, Victoria. Uh-oh.
Makeup on.
Hi, Victoria.
It's brilliant. I love tarot. I thought I'd come and say hi, guys. You okay?
No, don't you? And Annabelle has come to hang out with us.
Okay, brilliant. Oh, do you remember when we did tarot on my channel?
Yes, I
Yeah,
do.
that was fun, wasn't it?
It was so fun.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I love it. I'm trying to send you money, but I don't know how to do it. I've tried to do it.
Okay. You're a sweetheart. Okay.
Uh,
All right, I'm trying to make this nice and easy for our vert over here. So, Heather.
Yeah.
Do you have a legal representation working with you?
Hmm.
Review the discovery again. And you know, I'm certainly not a solicitor. I'm not a lawyer or anything like that. There's sometimes you have to go through and like do the chronology of events, and I want you to just kind of check your, you know, if you were going to take like you know, your MCATs or your GRE for graduate school, make sure you've got all of your information there, all the ducks in a row. Because there's something missing that's putting you into a position of less authority. And when I say less authority, it means more information backing, if that makes sense. There's something missing here. Now, the legal rep that you have, I think, is less than hopeful that this is going to go in your direction. Have they requested that you settle or fold the case?
No.
Okay. I almost feel like your legal representation is kind of kicking the sand around, if that makes sense. They're just kind of not working their very hardest because there's not much meat on the bone, if that makes, does that, any of that make sense to you?
Hmm.
Okay. If you don't go back and check the information that you have, I think you're going to see right away, like, oh, this doesn't make sense. Like maybe like a date got swapped around or something, like the digits on the year got swapped around or something. If you go in, if you don't go in there, if we proceed right now, full steam ahead, what's going to happen is you're slowly going to find out that you're on the bottom of the teeter-totter. You're going to be in this disposition where like we're fighting a losing battle here, and I don't want you to go down that route. So if we change everything around, if we just go and do that audit, then you're in a much better standing here. So like, that's how I root. Or that's how I root. I just read root on the screen. That's how I read, where, you know, even if we have a bad situation, because very few things in our life are unchangeable.
Hmm.
You know, like we choose our parents, we choose our kids, sometimes, you know, we choose our pets, and those things are inevitable relationships, fated relationships, if you will. Sometimes there are certain things in our world that are going to be fated. This particular situation, the outcome is not fated. It's simply not. So I think if you go and you untie the knot of information, and this could even be that there's double information, like maybe there's two lines of the chronology that kind of overlap, and it's just not real clear which point in time it belongs to. I think you'll find if you go back and clean it up, make it really simple, then you are on a much. Is this a legal situation?
Hmm.
Oh, okay. You'll be in a much better place, but go back and look at the chronology and make sure, if you don't have a chronology, if the legal assistant or the paralegal hasn't done that yet, ask them to do it. Or do it yourself. It may take a little bit of time. It may take an afternoon for you to do it, but go and take a look, because you'll be in a much better standing when you go in there and you kind of edit it and clean it up. And when I say edit, I don't mean take things out of there. You're going to figure out that there's stuff missing that is going to be vital. All right.
Picking
Any
up
questions?
what you're putting down.
Okay. Do you have any questions about that?
Nope.
Okay. How'd I do?
Okay.
We'll see in the next couple of weeks, right?
Yeah.
So let me see how long it'll take to resolve if we change some things.
Thank you for that, Annabelle. That was great. It was interesting listening to. I
Yeah.
think the Dictator is coming back up. I don't know what's going on with my voice. Hold on, I'll come back.
It's because we're having a snowstorm.
Okay. Hello, Cassandra. Well, this is so fun. Who's next? Is it me?
Yeah.
No, go Victoria. Victoria, you go. You're my guest. Yes.
Hi, Victoria, darling.
Hello,
Just to
darling.
Just to finish up with Heather, if you make those changes, it's going to move much faster. It's going to move in a much more slippery fashion, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Slippery like oil, not slippery like ice for those of us that are buried in the snow.
I'm picking up. Thank you very much, my friend.
You are welcome, darling. So, Victoria, do you have a question?
God, I don't know. Oh, what's going to happen in the next year? Can you tell the future?
Well, I can tell where you're headed in the next year.
Okay, that's good.
So we can do kind of an overview of where you're headed in the next year.
Oh, that's a question I should ask.
I would be scared to ask that question. I don't want to know.
I don't think they can say anything bad.
No,
Not allowed to.
She's
So if I
already
die
said-
next week, you can't tell me.
Oh wait, I can say bad stuff. Like,
can
you know,
you?
if something's
wow.
going in a bad direction, I can say that absolutely.
Oh my God, wonderful.
So, all right, Victoria, we're gonna do a little bucket reading for you because you said how are things gonna go in the next year. So,
Okay,
we'll do you work?
I do. Yeah.
So we'll do career.
Okay.
We're gonna do. Do you have a primary partnership? Are you in a relationship?
Good question. I'll skip
Oh.
that question.
Okay, we'll skip that question. So career, skip the relationship. Let's do your social set,
Okay.
like what your social life's going to be like. That's like
Mhm.
travel and having fun with your gals, and then we'll do your family. Okay.
Okay.
So now what we're looking for. Whoops. We're looking for major arcana cards. I'll explain that. So this is career. This is social set. And that is family. So when we're doing a bucket reading like this and we're trying to figure out what's the area that we need to focus on or work on in our world, we want to look for major arcana cards. Or we want to look for these character cards, the tarot court, the minor arcana, which is the regular playing card deck. We can those are minor things in our world, but major arcana are like big things that we should pay attention to. So over here in your family, we're going to start over with your family Hierophant card. So the Hierophant is actually the Pope card in tarot. And so in the journey of the Fool and the major arcana tells a story, numbered cards from 0 to 21. There's 22 cards in that set. And it's basically he's born and he moves through his day, through his life, learns some things, yada, yada, yada. When he gets to the Hierophant card, he is going and he's being taught in religion, in laws of polite society, that kind of thing. So here in your family, I would call this a seat of power. When I read on political stuff, the Kremlin, Parliament, the White House, the Hierophant comes up. The royal family comes up as the Hierophant a lot of the time. In families, matriarch, patriarch is what comes up with the Hierophant. So this is stepping into positions of authority within your family. Now, you're very young, so I don't want to say elder.
Oh, I'm not that young.
You are. You're plenty young. But this is about changing into an elder in your family. And that doesn't mean that you're a little old lady, bent over and you have gray hair and warts on your nose or anything like that. But this is about becoming one of the learned teachers in your family, one of the major guides. So if we had a privy council or something like that for your family, this is you being initiated, indoctrinated into this. It's not a bad thing. It happens to all of us. You know, there is a point, and there's another deck that I have. This is
My
the Ellen.
sister is. My sister's like the patriarch.
Is she? Is
Yes.
she? So
And she likes everybody goes to her, and she's the one.
there is always a point in our life when we have to turn into the matriarch, and I want to show you in this Ellen Cannon Reed deck. There's a lot of naked people in this deck, and Ellen Cannon Reed, she was a high priestess in Wicca. I got this deck just by chance, and now it's an extremely valuable deck. It's out of print. This particular borderless one. But whenever I tell people that they are going to become an elder in their family, I like to show them this card. These are the 3 phases of womanhood. We have the maiden, the mother, and the crone. And when we are the maiden, we are fresh, we are full of creativity, we are doing all kinds of stuff, and we are giving of ourselves. We are the vessel that is going to bring forth the next generation, which brings us to when we become the mother, which is, rearing that child. We've already given birth as the maiden, or as we transition, and the mother is now nurturing and giving of herself once again. When we become the crone, it's the best of both worlds, because we can enact change through the experiences and the knowledge that we have. So whenever people get freaked out about like getting older or transitioning to a more important place in their family or their life, I always bring out this card, because even though we're this little old lady, we're still those other women. We still have those other women tucked in our back pocket, and we can go back and, pull from those resources that we had when we were those women. So you are developing, not in age, into this aged leader, but in spirit, in mentality, in your leadership ability. You are transitioning into a place of more leadership. Now, this doesn't mean like, the next holidays, everything is going to be on your plate, but you're getting into that position where, maybe you're going to have nieces and nephews that are coming to you saying, how do I get into uni? Maybe you're going to have a younger family member say, hey, I need somebody to come and help me give birth. Would you help me do that? I need somebody to help me sort out my taxes, figure out my debt to credit ratio. You're going to start to step into this role, and it feels awkward. And that's why this is kind of like, hey, letting you know, as you transition into this role, you may be resistant. You may not want to be a part of it. You may not want that responsibility, but the rest of your family needs that responsibility. And when I talk about family, like my husband and I, we both have pretty big families. I have 4 kids in my sibling set. Greg has 3. Everybody's got kids. There's a lot going on. Sometimes our family includes people that are friends of ours. And this was, your social set, like going on vacation and going out and tearing it up with some people. But this is possibly advising friends that have become family, if that makes sense as well. Becoming a leader with friends that have become family. My 2 best friends, like they're like
I
my
can see
sisters.
that.
Yeah. So doing this, just be gentle with yourself. It's going to feel like you're wearing an outfit that's too big or too small sometimes. Just kind of go with it and let the fabric of responsibility kind of stretch as you move through it. Everybody's got to learn as we do this. Does this mean anything to you? Does this make sense to you?
I don't know. I feel like I'm a little bit more determined than I have been before. I'm not doubting myself as much,
Okay.
which is good.
Okay.
But I don't know. Does that mean another family member kind of moves out of the shift in direction, and you know?
Not necessarily. We don't have like the privy council where there's 6 seats and somebody's got to, up and go before somebody else can take them. You have just achieved a level of counsel and maturity that benefits your family group right now, and they need you. They
Okay.
need you to kind of open up your mouth. Now, that's one of the things I want to tell you. Your throat chakra is very, very tight. And so when I feel that, that's people that sometimes don't say everything that they need to. They swallow a lot of things. And I do think that that is more so in your work life and your social life. So if everybody says, hey, let's go to brunch at, such and such a place, and you really want to go to another place, you'll go, well, I'll just be polite and we'll just go where everybody else wants to go to, even if the other brunch place has a much better buffet and much better drinks and much better company. So, this, I think you defer with your friend group out of politeness a lot of the time. In your job, you will silence yourself out of, I don't want to say subjugation because I don't want it to sound like someone is like got their boot on your neck, but again, out of politeness. You're a very polite person.
She's a sweetheart.
Yeah,
Lady Letitia, thank you.
but we can be boisterous and communicative without being rude.
Yeah.
That is just something that we have to kind of practice. There's a finesse to it.
Yeah.
People from New Jersey are terrible at it. But one of the things I would like you to do, get that throat chakra open. I'm actually like I'm feeling it. It's like it's hard to swallow. It's hard to kind of get get the information out. There are things you can do, like when you're doing your makeup or your facial routine at night before you go to bed. Pay attention to that neck. Rub your hands upward. That'll kind of get that chakra. Give it a little bit of attention.
Okay.
Try, like, I know it sounds weird, try singing in the shower. Sometimes that helps us open up our throat chakra, and it gives us a little bit of courage that helps us kind of stand up. When we stand up for ourselves verbally, people say all the time, no is a complete sentence. A lot of the time it's not. Some people just don't take no for an answer. But I want you to really, if there is something that you don't want to do or something that you would rather do, just aim small, miss small. Say a little bit of it. Say, I'd really like to go to Max's instead of the Joneses for brunch because Max's has a 12-foot buffet. We're going to have a great time there. We're going to be able to hang out for hours. They don't have a lot of hubbub in there. It's going to be great for all of us. Your reasoning is valid and good in both your professional and your personal areas, but you're extremely polite about it. And you're even polite in the aftermath. Like, you don't go, I really wish we went to Max's, like, you're just like, oh, it was a good time. Like, you look at it like, I've got some lemons. I'll make lemonade.
I think a lot of it's down to wanting to make the people that you care about happy as well. I think I do that more for my children. So I kind of let them choose what they want to do and my kind of, it all goes on the back burner, really. But I don't really know what I want to do. Sometimes
I think it's more detrimental for you to not speak up at work than it is in the social area. And this is good practice for this. It is definitely good practice.
Well, thank you very much. It's very interesting.
Any questions?
No, it's very interesting. I do feel like I'm very more vocal than I have been before, though. I think I've definitely found my voice. In my 20s, I was definitely more like that. Good. But I don't know. I think I'm pretty opinionated now.
Just for the next week or so, I want you to watch like the times that you defer to other people, and I think you're going to see that that sometimes you go, yeah, that's okay, and like you're
Yeah.
okay with it. You're not bitter about it.
Quite, do you know what it is? I think I'm just quite easygoing. Like if I really
Yeah.
don't want to do something, then I won't do it. But
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
quite open to trying new experiences all the time, and I'll give it a go. I'll give it a go once, not everything, obviously, but
Yeah, curiosity is key, right?
yeah. Oh, thank you. That was really good.
Oh,
Appreciate
lovely, lovely. Thank you. I appreciate you.
that.
Guys, this is Annabelle. Annabelle is our wonderful guest today. She is our tarot reader. I'm not going to keep her forever. So I need to check on her time, Demon Dictator. Let's see. I was going to say just a quick question for you, Annabelle.
Sure.
Like for the people in the chat that may want you to just say one word to them, is that possible?
What?
Or is it like, say for instance, if they gave you their birthday or something like that?
I mean, I'm really averse to people like giving out their birth dates or signs.
Okay.
Just because people like to be private, and you
Yes.
don't want anybody tracking them down. So I'll have people that just say, "Can I have a card?" And I can do that.
Okay.
Oh yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But after me.
Yeah, no, you
Okay. And after me too.
Absolutely. So who goes first? Who are we going to do? Letitia, the hostess?
Let's do Letitia.
Okay.
God, I'm scared.
So do you have any questions?
When you first mentioned, and I don't even know if this is possible, but I lost my father, and I dream about him, but the dreams suck. The dreams suck.
Okay.
Just how's he doing? Is he good?
Yeah. I want to talk to you here. I'll flip my camera for a second because I do want to talk to you about dreams. So can I flip my camera? Yeah, I can. So dreams are really interesting. Rarely should you, and I actually have been doing a lot of interesting stuff with dreams and my clients lately. I actually put two different events that people can book with me for dream analysis. So yeah, dreams are not straightforward. Like some people do have prophetic dreams. Like they'll dream they were going to get into a car accident. They get in a car accident the next day. Like sometimes things like that happen. But most of the time it's like Kafka-esque dreams or like Alice in Wonderland dreams. Like, you're swimming through the air and you're wearing a party hat and your cousin Vinny is over there, jumping up and down, drinking a beer. Like, you're like, what is going on here? When in my husband's half Japanese, and in Japanese tradition, spirits will come to you in your dreams. You're not supposed to tell anybody because they won't come back. But
know that.
I find they come back. Spirit communication, and I do mediumship. I don't advertise it because I don't guarantee that we're going to make contact. There's a lot of mediums out there. Like everybody knows the Long Island Psychic. We have our own Jersey. Sorry, hon.
Sorry, sweetie. Can we just do the dream?
Yeah.
Tell you my dream.
So tell me a little bit more about the dream, and I'm going to see if we can get some deets on your dad.
Oh, okay.
So, like, what was the dreamscape?
It's always like I'm getting in trouble. Like always that. Like every time I wake up, I'm like, I saw my dad, but I was getting in trouble.
So he's mad at you in the dream? Okay. We're gonna do a message from heaven card for you too. We'll do a couple.
You're not behaving yourself, Lady Letitia. That's
I must
why.
be doing something wrong.
Yeah, you're up to no good, young one.
I wasn't right. I was being bad.
Oh.
I was trying to get away with it. Yeah.
So someone needs your support. We will guide you. That actually makes a lot of sense if he's trying to get your attention.
Ooh. He's got it.
All right. So he's got unfinished business that he's handing off to you, Letitia. Letitia.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, he's got unfinished business. Let me find out what this is about. What's this business about? Got it. I don't know if there's trim work on it, but it almost looks like a watch box. Like a big watch box that you would keep a bunch of watches in, but it looks like a blue leather, like it's a or like a leatherette, but it's a dark blue, like a navy blue. Do you know what that is?
No. Mm-mm.
Okay. There may be some red trim on it.
Okay.
But it looks like a petty cash box, but it's puffy and like leatherette.
Okay.
And I think that it has like communications in there. So I don't know if there's letters in it or if they're notes or cards that he's kept, and he wants you to go through those. So do you have his belongings? Like who has his?
Yeah, I have some stuff that I didn't read.
Okay.
And I've just been waiting to read it. And
yeah, there's important information for you in there. There's things that he didn't get to say, not necessarily to you, but to other people as well.
Okay.
There's things that he didn't get to communicate. That is why he's kind of urging you along. But in those documents, did you find all of his life insurance policies?
Yes.
You sure?
I believe so.
Do a double check, and I would even just kind of do a sweep over.
Check.
Yeah, with any of his former employers, because I feel like there is one policy that's still out there, but it's not very much. It's like a $5,000 policy or something like this. Small policy, but I do think that there is still one. And I think, what did he do? Was he like a civil servant? Did he work?
Yeah, he was a veteran.
Okay. There's something to do with that.
Oh, my mom. Like I'll check on that.
Yeah, check on that.
Check on it again. You to check on it again. That's what
you're gonna see paperwork that's gonna have something to do with it. And it was in this blue box. I mean, it looks like a jewelry box or like a watch box, but watch boxes, they have like the glass inset. This is like totally closed. And it's got like the little flip lock, and I think there's like a little key that goes for it, but the key, we don't even use the key is gone. So look in that, because I think you're going to find something very interesting. Again, it's not a windfall, but I do think that there's a little bit of there's a benefit that hasn't been obtained.
Okay.
So
I will definitely reach out to my mom, because she definitely would know. And it just sounds right, Thank you.
Yeah. He's gonna help guide to it. So spirits will come to us in dreams. They'll also affect different electric things like lights. They'll make lights flicker. They'll make things go on. Alarm systems, they're notorious for getting into alarm systems and being the gremlin in there. So keep an eye out. I know everyone just got done watching Stranger Things. You don't have to put Christmas lights all over the place, but if you see like a flickering light, sometimes that's a communication. That's a question that's being asked or answered. So watch that. There's I think in your mom's spare room in the guest room, she may have
Yeah.
something in the closet. She
Okay.
may have. Tell her about this box. She may know about
I
that box I'm
am.
talking about. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell her about the box.
And if the box isn't around anymore, whatever she did with the items that were in there, because
Okay.
it's papers, they're folded like in three. It's a number of papers folded in three.
Yeah.
So yeah, give it a shot. Give it a
I
shot.
am. I'm gonna tell her. I'm gonna definitely when we leave this. I'm gonna call her Annabelle.
That sounds
he
amazing.
still hangs around you. I want you to know that. All of them, like for everybody here who's ever lost somebody, they all hang around. They don't go away. They show up and they eventually like give us a little poke, give us a little nudge. Even if you believe in multiple lives and they move on to another life, they still have an ability to communicate with us. So
Oh, that's precious.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're always around. They are
Thank you
always around.
so much.
You are
Annabelle.
welcome, darling.
I am just. Thank you.
That's
I
wonderful.
can't wait to find out what you find.
Me too. My mom's gonna be happy.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So, Demon Dictator, are you up, honey?
Yes, I am up. I've got 5 people in the chat who want to ask you very quick questions, but I'll just go first.
Absolutely.
So, I just got a question about work. Now, I'm not directly in debt. I've got a legal situation, but I'm not directly involved. I am, but I'm not. So if that comes up, I can't talk about that. But
Okay.
anyway, work. If what's going to happen in the future, work-wise.
So, we're going to get the basis of the situation. I always say noun, adjective. So, the partnerships, the alliances that are going on at work are breaking away. They are. So if there is like, the Legion of Doom versus the Super Friends here, we're going to see some cracks start to happen in those alliances. I'm going to say this: the fight that's been going on has gone on for too long, and it's run its course. Everyone's lost it's lost its entertainment quality, if that makes sense. We see those a lot of the time in personal life and at work. Some people, being cantankerous is a sport. And the ones that have created the alliances are waning in power. They're not going to be able to do it for much longer. So what is your best course of action? Keep doing your job. You're actually very good at your job. You're a little bit indispensable over there.
Yes, of course.
So I hate to say, because it sounds like subjugation. It sounds like, keep your head down, just keep doing what you're doing. Your excellence shines no matter what the drama that's going on is. Every now and then, someone's going to rock your canoe. That sounded suggestive. I didn't mean it like that. But every now and then, someone's going to rock your canoe. And what you have to do, and this is a hard lesson for people, Demon Dictator. Sometimes the best defense is to play possum and just kind of lie down and go, you do you. Because the work that you have done, the foundations that you've set for yourself, the expectation of the people above you, they are going to continue to see what you're doing despite all the noise and static that happens in the periphery, if that makes sense. Does this make sense to you?
It does. It does.
Okay.
It really does. Yes.
So, don't try and step in. Like every now and then, when we're in these, and believe me, like I worked in corporate for a long time, like I know how these dynamics go. Sometimes you want to step in and you want to correct the situation yourself. You want to deal with the situation yourself and give that one barb, like just sit down, Karen or Bob or Todd or whoever is, getting on you. You just want to say, just jog on, get on with yourself. But in this case, just turning back to your own work and channeling that energy, that rage, that disgust, that annoyance that you would direct at this person, put it back into your work. It's called transmutation of energy. And you know, it's the grown-up spiritual version of I'm rubber and you're glue. You know, we want, you know, when we seek retribution, when we seek revenge, and I'm not saying that you're doing this, but
No.
other people in your periphery are. When they're doing that, they send it out on people as a destructive energy, and we can kind of absorb that like we would like a slap or a punch, and then we can kind of digest it, turn it over, and put it into a more creative direction. And that is what I think you should do. Anytime, I want you to be a negativity eater. And that doesn't mean eat the negativity and then wear it like a hat. You're gonna absorb. Energy is energy. It doesn't matter if it's positive or negative. You can always flip it around. You can flip the switch on it. So anytime you get this cantankerous, fastidious, annoying person in your face, I want you to absorb it. Oh, thank you so much. Like, that's a great piece of advice. I mean, even if they're screaming, like, you know, at the top of their lungs, like jumping up and down, I'm going to take that advice. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And then you're going to flip it around, digest it, and put it into your work in a more positive fashion. And that is the way that we deal with these, because we're always going to have to deal with people that either think they're the manager or
I
think that
it
they're
every day. Honestly, it's a nightmare. It is. This is a reading is so perfect for me. I can't even explain it. It really is.
so so I you know, and occasionally you're going to have to deflect this kind of energy, because sometimes, you know, it's drinking from a fire hose. We're just kind of steeped in it. But take that energy as best you can, take it into yourself, turn it around, and turn it into something really, really productive and exciting, because this negativity is going to make you shine brighter for the people that matter, for the leaders that are watching what you do.
Oh yeah. You know what? You know what? If I couldn't have asked for a better reading, that was 100% spot. The situation that I'm in.
Now I know Annabelle probably has to go soon. The Demon Dictator said she has a few. Oh, we got that.
Are you okay, Annabelle? Whenever you want to go, you can. Because I know you've got family.
I'm good. I'm just waiting for my cinnamon rolls to rise, and then they have to do a second rise. So we're good. We're good, guys.
Okay, so we got
Demon Dictator. Go out and come back to you.
What am I?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
good old StreamYard,
Thank you
right?
for agreeing to stay for a little bit longer.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you so much for coming. I love my reading. I know my mom's going to be excited.
Yeah. Well, now I gave her a reason to
and
organize the closet.
Yes, exactly. And I'm going to tell her what room it is. She's going to be shocked. So, thank you. I really do appreciate your time and coming over and hanging out with us. And it's just been fun.
Yeah. So Demon Dictator has a list. Is that what we're?
Let's see. Where is she? Let's see if. Let me give her. I think she.
Is there people in the chat that want a card?
Mm-hmm. Want a card? Doodoo Bird wanted a card. I saw that.
Okay, let's start with Doodoo Bird.
All right. So I got a couple of different sets here. So anybody that wants a card will kind of do two. This is a deck by a Scottish chap, Kyle Gray. Very, very cool, talented spiritualist. And this is his Raise Your Vibration deck. I love this. It's always on my table. And I like to pull these all the time. So we're going to, who's this for? Doodoo Bird?
Yes.
Doodoo Bird, shift your perspective. Let's see what we got after that. So We'll do 1 and 1. Bless you,
Okay.
dear.
Is that better?
Yes.
Ah, so Doodoo Bird, I'm going to tell you, when we get the magician has a very John Aston, Gomez Adams kind of vibe when he's in the upright. He's kind of flirty, kind of suggestive, but he's never going to cheat on his wife. He's never going to cheat on Morticia. And he's got an answer for everything, and he can't help but make money. So when we get this in reverse, we're not that deft. Not daft, but deft. We're not that deft at getting our way. So shifting your perspective is going to illuminate the best of the tools that you have. So you might be trying to hammer with a screwdriver right now. So I want you to take a step back, shift your perspective, and see what that goal is. And are you using the right tool? You may, you might have to use a roast, a Sunday roast rather than breakfast muffins, in order to get done what you need to get done. So just, this is Doodoo Bird. So shift your perspective a little bit and check your toolkit and see if you're using the right tool. Pick it up and bin it. It's Kyle Gray, and it's his Raise Your Vibration deck, but he's got a lot of really great decks and books out. He's a cool dude. He's young. He's really young. All right. So who's next?
So next is Cassandra.
Cassandra.
Did you write your question in?
Oh, I thought she was just.
She's just gonna pull a card.
Yeah.
Okay. Carry on.
So I am fulfilled by love. Good card. There's and that is not fulfilled by the, that's really sweet. That's a good card. When we get I am fulfilled by love, that doesn't mean that like everybody comes and like worships the ground we walk on, and we're getting flowers and chocolates and whatnot. Taking out on splashy dates, putting helicopters like Jeff Bezos' new wife. But what it is we're fulfilled by the act of loving. We are fulfilled, and I tell my kids this. My kids are late teens, early 20s, and I tell them all the time. When you love someone, it's not this magical thing that just kind of drifts over you. What it is, it's an act. This is a verb. So we can put love into making a meal. We can put love into cleaning our house. We can put love into setting out our clothes for ourselves for the day.
Can I just interrupt? Sorry, can I just interrupt? Because Cassandra specifically had a message. She wanted to know if her son is with her. Her son passed away.
Oh,
that was it.
Makes a lot of sense. Okay.
Everybody else can just have a card, but I think she just wants to hear about her son. That's okay.
Sure. Let's do that. Actually, I'm going to shuffle these. Let me shuffle this. Sorry about that, Cassandra. So the message that we did get is explore new adventures. He wants you to head out and do some stuff. This card is the nostalgia card. Just so you know, in the minor arcana, it is about the sweet times of the past. So let's see what he has to say to you. Oh, he's very busy with his hands. So I don't know if he was a carpenter or if he was inclined to carpentry when he was alive. But he's certainly suited for being a builder of connections and relationships and those kinds of things, as well as physical things. So, right now he still drifts to you. Your back door, you have a door to your kitchen that he hangs around all the time. He's like coming in and out. He still comes in and out the door. So you may, and it's this back door by the kitchen. If you have a door that opens into your kitchen, he's just kind of drifting in and out. Gosh, he hangs out in the kitchen a lot. If you stand in the other doorway of the kitchen, it's almost like I'm seeing like a pass through, like we kind of go from one door to the next. You'll notice anomalies in your line of vision as you look at that other door. You'll kind of see him coming in and out. He's not there all of the time, but he is there some of the time, and the presence is notable when you are like in full blown, like the kitchen is kind of hot and we're making food. I like, I know my son comes running when I'm cooking. He's very present at those times. So bake a load of muffins, bake some cookies or a little banana bread or something. He'll be in that kitchen. You can almost call him to you that way. He's not transitioning into another lifetime just yet. So we're still getting like almost like an undiluted version of her son that's going to be there. Talk to him. When we talk to them, they're there. They're there. They'll answer us. We'll hear them answer in our head. Sometimes we'll say, oh, what am I supposed to do with this? And you'll hear add salt. My grandmother's in the kitchen all the time when I'm cooking, standing there judging me, my Italian grandmother. So, if you talk to him, you will hear him come through. You will hear things that he has to say. So do that. And if you haven't dreamed of him, if you start to talk to him a little bit more, he's going to come through more in dreams. He may be a little older in the dreams than you expect, though. So Sylvia Brown was a very famous psychic. She's sadly deceased now, but she was on the Montel Williams show a great deal, and I liked her a lot. She did get debunked on a number of things. But one of the things that she said is when we cross over, we're in our best shape ever. We're like in our 30s and we look great. And it's like our hair looks fabulous and we're thin and fit and our makeup is perfect. Which I take great comfort in, like I don't want to, look like the, Jack and American Werewolf in London with my face ripped off. I'm so glad you got that reference. But don't be surprised if he looks older when he does come to you in dreams. It's okay. That's don't be alarmed by that. It's just the image that he wants to communicate. So he gets a little bit more he seems a little bit more mature to you. Our babies always are our babies. So I don't be surprised. You're gonna have him come around. I'm very sorry, Cassandra, though. For your loss. I'm very, very sorry. It's certainly not easy to lose our kids. Certainly not. So, so there it is. There it is. Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be rude. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I just have to leave, and I didn't want to just disappear and be rude. So I have to run.
No worries, Heather. See you later.
Thank you very much, and we'll talk.
Yeah, it was great meeting you. Get my email from Demon Detector, and
you got it.
Let me know if you have any questions.
Hi,
Yeah,
Heather.
thank you so
Thanks
much.
for
I'm
coming.
so sorry. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm so sorry.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you. Okay, bye.
Right. So next one on the list, Marie says, just pull her a quick card. Marie is next.
My light attracts light. Marie, turn on your love light. There you go. So Marie, what I'm going to tell you, and you guys can see, I never pull one card. I always pull a lot. We need nouns and adjectives and adverbs. So I want you to know that expectation of the future, if we dial it up and we expect a hot fudge sundae at the end of the day, rather than a stale little biscuit, we're going to get the hot fudge sundae. So I want you to try on, and this is, like, I'm a very realistic psychic. I know that you can't walk around every single day like, I bring you love, like Mr. Burns. Positivity, if we dial it up a little extra, we will draw that positivity to us. And it does feel hokey, and it does feel like, oh, what am I doing here? Like I'm this lunatic. I'm, manifesting, good stuff. This is never going to work. I want you to give it a try. You're in a phase right now where your heart's desire and the things that you want to manifest, all you have to do is really think about them and feel what it's going to feel like when that end result happens. So, for everybody that's on the call right now, imagine what you would feel like if you won the lottery. Imagine that excitement, that kind of opening of opportunity and experience. Like, you would be absolutely elated. That kind of sensation is what we should feel whenever we're trying to manifest a new car, a new spouse, a new puppy, a new a vacation, anything like that. Sitting for a few moments and creating an energetic force field of positivity and excitement and gratitude and graciousness, it really does create this amazing vortex that's going to bring things to us. And my light is attracting light. We have to be positive first, don't get me wrong. There are some people that have pickle faces and they win, tens of millions of dollars in the lottery. It happens, but we can pull things toward us and make our future a little bit brighter. Like I said, certain things are fated, not everything. We can timeline jump. I talk about getting into an energetic algorithm. And if we're positive and we practice what it feels to be wildly successful or unworldly, wealthy or shockingly lucky, if we practice that, we're going to bring that into our world and we're going to have that in our world. It's a pretty cool thing. It's so who am I reading for? Who is this again?
Marie Dickinson.
So Marie, believe in the unbelievable. This is a very Santa Claus kind of ask. Like, I want you to believe without seeing, because like in the Santa Claus movie, believing is seeing. Believing is creating it. So it's a really, really, really cool process. And it's not one time. We don't just say, hey, I really want to get a new bike. And we think about it once and then it shows up. Like, it does take some time and some investment energetically. So you can jump right off the timeline where you've got a dead end job into a timeline where you become CEO of your company because 5 or 6 people decided to go work for another company. The really, really neat things are at hand. And I want you to open up possibility. Think the possible. Anything is possible for you.
Can I interrupt real quick and ask you? Obviously, you believe in manifestation. What is the best way to manifest?
So it all starts, and I lean to Dr. Joe Dispenza on this one. I love Dr. Joe Dispenza, and he's got a number of meditations. You can find him on YouTube. You could go to his website and get his books. And he wants everyone to get into an energetic state where you're kind of out of your body. You're just purest source of energy. And then he wants you to feel the gratitude for the life that you have, for the things that are going right. And then feel this excitement that I'm talking about. Feel this. What does it feel like when you win the lottery? What does it feel like when you get named CEO? What does it feel like?
So to act like you've already got it, basically.
Yes. And it is in meditation, practicing that elation, that excitement. that you're going to feel that leap that you're just like, oh, I can't believe it. Like I get excited when I win $10 on a scratch off. So multiply that, as you do that, my best friend Kathy, the world's loudest librarian, she says all the time, she's 100% Irish, but she was born here in the US. And she says all the time, I'm the luckiest girl in the world. And she wins concert tickets. She wins vacations. One of her friends won a vacation and said, why don't you come with me? I don't have anybody to go. She wins on lottery tickets. Like she literally will say to me, they're giving away, Zach Brown tickets, and she'll call up the radio station. She'll be the 9th caller. I'm like, how do you do this? Time and time again. She wins tickets left and right. She's amazing. But she walks around all day and she goes, I'm lucky. I'm just a lucky person. And I have the luck of the Irish. And if I wish for something, I get it. And like that kind of attitude is something that you can't bottle. It's something you have to cultivate in yourself, and it happens over time. And it happens when you start realizing that these little miracles are happening as you're engineering them. God blesses us all day long, but we can also kind of request him to bless us. Like, hey, I'm really happy. Like, more, please. Like things are going great. More, please. I would love a little bit more. I think I could handle a little bit more. And that is really what brings it in. I mean, some people use the method in The Secret, which is like writing down. I just started in the last couple of years getting into The Secret, and I thought it was kind of hokey because so many celebrities were doing it. I was like, I'm not getting on that trend. But it does kind of work with the manifestation that I'm familiar with, which is, writing it down. Also, that's another thing. When we write things down, whether we do voice to text or we actually physically write it down, we're taking it from an intangible wish list in our head and we're making it physical by writing it down. So we're bringing that into our physical world and we're changing the timeline to get over to it. It's really cool stuff. So, I do like combination meditation and the journaling for manifestation. And it works well. It works well.
So are you still okay for time? We just had 2 more people. Are you still okay?
Yeah. I'm good. If you guys are good, I'm good.
Yeah, so the next one is Mickey D. Just pull a little fluffy. Pull a card for her, please.
All right, Mickey D. It's okay to feel what you need to feel. Let's see what else we got to go with that. We'll get some fries with it for Mickey D. There's that magician again. Indecision, darling. Indecision. So the pentacles are permanent long-term things in our life. The wands are our creative endeavors. So Mickey D, you are being pulled between frivolity and practicality. And you're not sure what is the right way to go. You're not sure which life is going to, or which, I should say, which disposition, which garb is going to get you furthest in life. I say, with this indecision, why choose? Find a happy balance between practicality and excitement. Now, if Mickey D is choosing between, 2 potential suitors or something like that, these are very different types. This would be a very practical, reliable kind of spouse. And this would be one that I like to say the euphemism would be a really good dancer, if you gals know what I mean. This says I only have enough energy for one of these. I think you have energy enough for both. I think you can create a really nice balance between being, and this is like librarian by day, like, clubber at night kind of thing, or some kind of wild, lifestyle, kind of night lifestyle. So be generous with yourself and allow yourself to have proclivities. And like proclivities, I don't mean that in a bad way. If you really like going out on Friday night or staying in on Friday night and being completely indulgent, do it. do it. If that's what you like to do. There are 7 days in every week. We can be practical and straightforward and square on 5 of those days. We can rip it up a little bit on the 2 days. So I think you're leaning more toward the practicality part of life and the fun and exciting part of life. You almost feel guilty about doing that. So um, find the balance. This is very much a work life balance kind of thing. We don't always have to have our nose to the grindstone. Sometimes we can come up for air and we can get a little goofy, even if the wallet is tight or the bank account's getting a little bit low. We can, this will replenish you for the work a day. We've got to come up for air, and sometimes being a bit more casual, being a bit more fun is the thing that just sets us right in order so that be our best in our work thing. And I'm seeing Mickey says, I always feel guilty whenever I do something for myself. That's pretty much the sentence I was trying to get out. So, Mickey, definitely, let yourself come up for air and do something good for yourself tonight. Definitely. So
Wonderful. And the last one is Maureen.
all right, Maureen, let's go.
Is she still here?
Even
She
if
should
she's
be.
not, she can watch it on the
You
replay.
can watch it.
Okay.
She knows she's on the list.
Okay.
My aura is magnetic to golden opportunities. Now this
Ooh.
is real timeline jumping stuff. And
There
this
she is.
tells me is that hi Maureen. This tells me that Maureen is already shining really brightly. So what
Oh.
golden opportunities are coming her way? Temperance in reverse. All right, so Maureen. All right, I'm gonna tell you, believe in magic. That's if everybody believe in magic. Yeah, if that's your one takeaway, believe in magic. Maureen, you are going to start to see opportunities coming into focus for you, and you're going to think that they are engineered, that you have made them. This is a little bit different because manifestations that you were setting up ages ago, like when you were in your
Yeah.
early teens, early teens, late teens, you're starting to see the results of those things. So I want you to go back into the recesses of your mind. What were the things that you were wishing for when you were in your early teens and late teens? Like did you have a dream like you were going to go live on like some crazy island and drink slushy fruit drinks all day long and wear a bikini and have this fabulous life partner? If you were thinking about things like that in your teens, they are going to start cropping up now. And it doesn't mean that all of a sudden you're going to, be in a plane crash on this magical island and you get to live there forever. But you're going to find opportunities turning up where you can have a choice to steer into a different plan or a plan that you laid once upon a time. This is kind of exciting because, you'll have people come up to you and say, hey, I have this job, somebody just quit over here and oh gosh, darn it. How are we ever going to get somebody to take this position? It only pays $500,000 a year. You'll be like, wait, I need it. I'll take that. Keep your ear to the ground and pay attention to the unusual things that people tell you, because you may have opened the pathway back in your teens, but somebody else is going to open the door for you and just kind of mention it offhand. So keep a weather eye for it, because there's going to be some interesting things that'll come up. You may not choose to leave the timeline that you're on now. If you don't, it's okay. If you do, things are going to get really exciting. really, really exciting. And you're going to be able to take your whole world in a different direction. It's pretty wild. Pretty wild. So,
Wow, that was beautiful.
I try. I
You're awesome, Annabelle. I love your name, by the way, too.
Oh, thank you. You know, my goal when I do readings for people is I want everybody to feel better than when I started, you know.
Oh, yes.
No one should go to a psychic I just met this lady at a thrift store near me, and she said that her daughter went to a psychic, and the psychic told her, "You have a curse on you, and
Oh.
like if you give me $300, I'll take the curse off you." And like I'm like, all right, as far as like people can like hex you, but it
Yeah.
only works if you buy into it,
Right.
it only works if you say, yeah, like they have that kind of power over me. But,
Yeah.
I want everybody to have actionable steps that they can take. I want people to know that they're not a victim of other people around them or other people's circumstances or what people are determining they deserve. Like, we can always go and do different things. We can always go and develop a different path, and there's always hope for everybody. So, even the worst people in the world, I occasionally read on terrible people. Well, let's figure out, how they can get out of this. But, for regular people like us, it's easy little fixes. We just kind of steer to the left, just like you would in your car.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure, anything.
Do you know if you're doing a reading for someone and there's like, do you ever come across like spirits, like demon spirits or poltergeists or anything that's kind of bad energy attached to anybody? What do you do in that circumstance?
So, like as far as like really dark energy, there's a few people that I've dealt with in the spiritual world that practice different kinds of esoteric sport, if I will. That I tend to just kind of stay away from them, and those are people that will entertain that. So like Santeria and voodoo. Like I don't know any voodoo practitioners, but I have a great deal of respect for them. They're asking favors of some darker spirits that are out there. I don't get involved in that. People that and I kind of set it up, it's like people have unrealistic expectations of what I can do for them. I kind of let them know. Likewise, if somebody comes to me and they have a really dark energy, so like I this one former girlfriend, and she would come to me, and she was local. I grew up with her, and she'd come in, she'd flop on my couch, and she's like, "Just tell me my ex is doing really bad." Well, no, he's not. He's not doing really bad. He's doing great. He's actually really happy now that you guys are divorced. But that kind of negativity is more destructive, in my opinion, than some of the people that are asking favors of dark spirits, because that's somebody that like is again, practice makes perfect. Practice makes permanent. That was somebody who, and they had a child in common, or they have a child in common. So I was like, don't you want him to do well? Like, yeah, he's taking her on vacation all the time. Well, that's great. Like, let that happen. Let your kid have those experiences. And I did have to kind of divert my friendship from her because it was difficult and dark. But, my parents have spirits in their home. We have spirits in our home. So I do have an example. When I was younger, there were some young men who were into Aleister Crowley, and I have an academic knowledge of Aleister Crowley. I do have his tarot deck because it's one of the famous tarot decks that have ever been made. And for political reasons, he wasn't supposed to publish that deck. It was supposed to be part of his initiation into the Golden Dawn, which is a witchcraft practice. And those decks are supposed to be kept quiet and secret, and he kind of revealed it. But so some young men that were in Aleister Crowley, their house, they had a den in the basement where we would all watch movies. I didn't like that basement, and I think that they did. I think they experimented with some craft down there. So that, and what's the best thing you can do? You just kind of walk away from the situation. You don't associate it with it. Just like you wouldn't associate with someone who's a criminal or a really shady individual. You would just kind of walk away from it. So for me, I just don't entertain any of the dark stuff in my world. If I'm doing a reading for someone and I get that they're into some dark stuff, I will advise them, this is something you got to turn away from. If they want to keep going on down that road, I'm not going to hang around with it. Again, like you would turn out of a bad neighborhood. And so for me, I would turn out of that bad. Tell them, kind of lighten things up, make life a little bit better. The spirits that we have, the ghosts that we have in our house and the ghosts that are in my mom's house, very benevolent. They're very tolerant. My mother swears she's going to become one of them. She's like, I'm going to die in this house. I'm like, Mom, you're going to be living in this house for all eternity if you keep talking about it. So, yes, thank you. Just turn it off. I have a timer going off upstairs. So, yeah, but if people are like really, really, really into dark stuff, like they just don't really have a place in my life. I know it's kind of a weird answer, but, so I don't know if I fully answered you, Demon Dictator. Did I?
It was Victoria asked.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I get what you mean. I was just thinking of like, if you ever come into contact with like an evil spirit, because I just don't know if is that something that happens.
If you again, like if you go into a bad neighborhood,
yeah,
you're gonna meet some bad people, and I just don't go into that neighborhood. I do a lot of protective rituals, and I'm actually going to do a cool one this spring. I circled the whole property with salt. We live on a pretty big piece of property, but I went out there with my sage stick when we first moved in, and we do a spring equinox fire. We throw a piece of sage in there, but every morning when I wake up, I cover our property and our neighbors' properties on either side with white light, and I just don't. I don't have any patience for anything like that. The good ghosts can still come in and hang out, come to our parties. They can sit at the dining room table with us if they want. But I just really don't have any patience for anything that's really negative, and I work on a daily basis to keep that out of my world. It's having good spiritual hygiene is a thing. And just kind of putting white light over yourself. When I wake up in the morning, that's the first thing I do is I see a lot of white light coming down. I balance all my chakras. I make sure that it spreads out over everybody on either side of the property, send it out to people that may need it. If I've got a friend that's in need or somebody's parent is in the hospital, I'll send that out. But for the most part, like I want to keep this area safe and sound. We do a lot of entertaining. We have a lot of action on this property, and people come here and they go, it just feels like home when I come here. And I'm like, well, it's because I do it all day long. I'm trying to make it nice, really warm, and inviting.
That's lovely. Can I just say, Cassandra, you've made her very happy today. She's talking about her son. You've made her very happy in the side chat.
Good. Anybody that got a reading today, if you have questions or you want to contact me, fortunecookiestarot@gmail.com, easy email. Or you can go to my channel, my Facebook. I'm kind of weak on my Facebook, but I spend most of my time on YouTube.
Yeah, check out Annabelle and her YouTube channel, guys. Subscribe and send her some love coming from over here, okay?
I'm definitely going to have a big reading.
You're in the bushes and you in the replay. So check out my girlfriend Annabelle, Okay, she's awesome. I want to thank you for coming today. Thank you for spending a lot of time with us.
Thank you for
And,
having me. This is
thank
great.
you.
I love meeting other content creators and other communities. I think it's great. I really appreciate it. It was a very, very pleasant surprise to be asked to come up today.
It's
Thank you.
fun. Thank you so much.
Oh, I hope you come back again. This has been wonderful.
Sure. Anytime.
Yeah, I'll come visit you. We'll talk about Megan. I have some questions for you anyway about her.
Honestly, like I just want them to get. So if I can keep you for a couple of minutes, when they left the United Kingdom, the first thing I said was she's got to start the TIG over again. She's got to start the TIG right now. She's got to start the TIG. And I said they should buy I used to live in California. I moved out there from the East Coast. And I said she's got to buy, like in Santa Cruz, like a little sloppy surf shack. And she can start like doing like Live Royal Like Us. And like it could have been really cool. They could have like taken Harry to like learn how to drive American and take him clothes shopping, take him to the DMV, like teach the prince how to be like a regular person. And it would have been huge for them. It would have been huge.
Yeah.
They would have knocked it out of the park. They would have been wildly popular in Canada, in the United States. Hollywood would have opened their doors for them, but they didn't do it. They didn't do it. So
their egos are too inflated, unfortunately.
Yeah, they are.
I think they tried to like really fast track their success. And you know, my ex-husband worked in the music industry, and you know, fast tracking your success sometimes happens, but it doesn't always happen.
No.
And I think they just wanted to jump right in and have this big splashy kind of landing. And you know, I don't wish anybody badly, you know, any celebrities or anything like that. Like I don't wish anybody badly. You know, I want everybody to live their best life because, you know, I have a high tide rises all ships. You know, we're all floating up here together, you know, having a great time sailing. And you know, I think that their financial troubles are going to really get in the way. I think.
And then they're gonna not get along. And she's not going to be able to take the pressure of the situation.
No, it's really unfortunate that I just I do wish them well. I don't, you know, I get very frustrated, you know, with some of the behaviors, but I do wish them well, and I hope that they do land on their feet. I don't know if they're gonna though. I don't know if they're gonna.
Okay. So I just want to say, anyone who subscribes to Annabelle's YouTube channel, she has reading nights. We had one last night. It's brilliant. So you can ask her questions on Harry and Meghan. You can give her some money and she'll do a quick reading for you. She hosts them every week. So and they are good fun. So you can go and subscribe to her.
Yes. And
you'll be able to join in. So thank you so much. I'm so glad that you came on.
Thank you guys. This is really cool. And my community's over here too. I'm streaming in my channel as well. So everybody on my community, I want to make sure that you go over and Heather from the Hood and Lady Letitia, go subscribe to them because we're gonna blend our communities now. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have some.
That'd be great. That'd be so good.
I will tell you, I have such a lovely community. They're really, really nice people, and they all chat away in the comments, and they're all really, really nice people, just lovely from all over the place. I have a lot of people from Australia. I have a lot of people from England. I have a lot of people, my friend Becky, she's in Gibraltar, you know, so we've got people all over the world. So my lives, I've been tinkering with the timing for 2026 because I do have so many time zones. Okay. So what I usually do is Monday I'll drop a community post and let everybody know where my lives are going to be for the week, and then they kind of, I know there's a lot of places you can go, so I want to make sure people can decide where they're going to go early.
Well, you'll be seeing my face
And me too.
Yeah,
I will be over
we'll,
there, especially on Friday nights, checking you out for sure.
we'll coordinate and we'll get
Yes.
you to come over and get some of my people to get to know you and what your content's all about too. So
Okay, yeah. Oh, I'm negative.
absolutely. Absolutely. Well, ladies, thank you everybody in the chat.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so
much.
much.
Thank you, guys.
I'm honored to read for you guys. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you.
But I will be seeing some of you in the future. If anybody comes over to my community, let me know that you came over from the lady, and I will make sure that I honor that accordingly. But I'm going to
Yes.
go make some cinnamon rolls. I'm going to go make some fattening food and see what our snow is doing.
Okay, lovely.
Wonderful.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye.
Take
Everybody
care.
stay
Bye.
safe. I'll see
Bye.
y'all soon. Thanks again.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, look
That
at
was
Victoria's
good.
voice
Great.
still hanging around.
I'm still
That
here.
is great.
Well, I can advertise it on my channel if you want next time she
Yes.
comes
No,
on.
you should hit the button.
Yeah,
Please. That's why I put it up there. Hit
yeah.
the button.
No, I can
Use it.
advertise it on my channel for you if you have it every week.
Yeah.
Are you going to do it every week?
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, it's
We
good.
should do it. We should.
Very fun.
We need to get together and do a Megan situation
We
because
do. We do. Are you free? Not next week. The week after. Or
yeah,
are you free the weekends?
yeah, I'm free on the weekends.
Okay, so let's do the weekend. The weekend live then.
Okay.
I'm streaming off my phone today because my battery's gone on and I'm in my housework top, and I've just realised there's loads of like bleach and
Stains on it.
rips and stuff in it. Yeah, so I don't know if you can see it or not. Can you see this? No, that's good. I look like Cinderella's ugly
Cinderella.
sister.
Not our sister.
Yeah, the sister with the big foot. No, that was really good. I wasn't really sure whether I agreed with some of what she said, but I think, you know, these things progress in time, don't they? If it's a year's reading, you don't know what that entails. But I was pleased about your dad's. That's
I hope
good.
that comes true.
We got some
I'm
money.
so interested to find out if that's true.
I really do believe that.
Yeah.
I really do believe that he has some little money stashed away from my mom. Not much, but I just believe that.
Maybe you're going to be the next millionaire, Lady Letitia.
Ooh, snap a crackle.
Then we're going to disappear and we're not going to see you again.
I'll come on and say hello.
Flash the cash.
Yes. No, I already know what house I want. Yeah.
Okay. We should maybe do as well a video on ice if you want, because I know you like to cover that. Because it's really you want to do that. Maybe if shall I book a live in for Saturday? Do you want to come on my channel or do you want me to come on yours?
I can come on yours.
Okay, babes, we'll do that then.
Yeah.
Saturday night next week. Let's do this. That was really good though. Excellent. Where did you find that lady?
Demon Dictator found her.
Hey.
Annabelle, yes.
She just popped up on YouTube and she was talking about Harry and Meghan, so I just listened to it and I thought she was great.
How many subs does she have?
She's got 8,000.
Oh, she's doing all right, isn't she? Yeah.
Yeah. And about 2,000 videos I saw. Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant. Well, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Because it's go on. Sorry.
No. I'm gonna love you and leave you guys.
Okay. Bye. What time is it?
Bye, Demon Dictator.
It's nearly 9 o'clock over here.
It's 9 p.m.
Yeah, nearly 9 o'clock.
9 p.m.
Well,
I've got to cook for dinner.
So much.
Oh, that's okay.
Your help with all of this. If it has not been for Demon Dictator, this day wouldn't have happened. So thank you, Demon Dictator.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad everybody had fun.
It was good. Okay. I will have to love you and leave you as well, Lady Letitia, because I've got to make the dinner.
Okay, what you cooking?
Chicken.
Okay.
I slow cooked it. It's ready now, and then I'm going to do some potatoes and veg
Okay, that
in it.
sounds.
But I like put it in lots of juices and like a sauce. I'm
Oh,
excited.
yeah.
Yeah, but I can smell it. It's ready.
Okay.
Yeah, it's ready to go.
Okay.
Okay, ladies.
Okay.
See you later.
See you all.
Love
See
you
you.
lot. Bye, babe. Bye, 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 bye.
Bye.
Bye, bye, bye.
Well, guys, what are you doing a little bit? I was checking on a little bit. Well, guys, I think that's it for me. Thank you for coming and hanging out and enjoying the reading. Huh? Yes, we did. I did it on my dad. I didn't. What should I have did it on? What should I have did it on?
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, my mom has some money stashed away from my dad. And she needs to check on it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's some paperwork in a box.
That's what she said?
Yep.
Oh, my God.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. That's what she said.